Hi everyone, my name is Monor Mukul. In this video session, I will go through Git. But before that, let me say something on DevOps. So DevOps is a cultural changes where it's a collaborative approach where development and operations team work together. So DevOps has got different I say phases or steps, where people work together, different steps. If you see here, is that planning, code, build, operate, deploy. So many phases there, so many steps there, and working together. Yes, you can automate the tools so that it will do everything by clicking a button. Yeah, but definitely you need to set that up a team and work together. So mainly for this session or this video lesson is focusing on uh, like about the code section. Like here in code, it's a Git is a source control system. Now, before you know that, let me tell something on waterfall method, that the system development lifecycle method where people used to, find the requirements, do analyze, and do a testing. So these phases can take, when you testing, that can be 5 months, 6 months, whatever time is there. If there is any missing thing and if that fail, then projects needs to start or or do the code again. So that means it's a that is what like a loss of resource or time. So then Agile came where you can do a smaller change, but more frequent than normal like waterfall method. Then we are talking about DevOps. In case of DevOps, you can do more smaller changes and more frequent commits. So if you like to add some features in, then it is easy to do that one and easy to apply that one. You do not need to wait for a very long time. Now, other thing I would like to say like Git is a version control system. So that means you can uh, do your code test everything's into lower environment, then you can apply that. Like if you have that like what will I say, automation tools, you can apply that into straight into other environment. Then you can modify your version in the similar way, lower environment first, then you can go to next environment. Next, go to other slide to focus you like how it works. Like Git is a distributed version control system. What does that mean? That at the same time you think that like the remote repo, if I say the main repo, what you see in the screen here, that you know customer or developers, many developers can work parallelly. And what they can do, they can pull the code from the main repository and work themselves, and then push the code there. They can also work their own machine, like in a local machine, then do everything and then push the code to the main repository. So in summary, picture is like that. Think that your local machine, you initialize Git and then you doing all your work. And when you are, ready to deploy into your actual environment, you can push the code to the GitHub from where, you can use other tools and, it can get the codes and apply to your target environment. And when you are working in a project, many developers can work and they can push their codes there. Then you can pull the code from there. You can do your change. You can commit there. Now you can think of, okay, multiple people's working, how there will be, that sync or consistency. Normally there will be team, someone will be there who will actually, review the code before merging that into your, um, what will say that, uh, remote repository or the main server. So I think you will get a good picture. Let me go through with hands-on. So what will I do? I'll first do everything because we can do most of the things in our local machine. So I'll do everything first into our local machine. Then I will, when done most of the things, then I will come into remote machine and will describe how actually both like remote and local machine works. Let me connect to my machine. The very first thing I need to install Git software. So let me go through my GitHub docu. So here, this is that Git install. You can use Git both on Linux machine, also Git Bash in Windows machine. So to set up Git Bash, you can go to that official website link, and from there you can download software and install that one to your local machine. Other option is that you can in your Linux machine you can just run a RPM. So if you look here, it is just install Git. So as I have already installed, if I execute this command, you will see that dependencies resolved and nothing to do and it's complete. So how you will check that Git software is installed? Just type Git version. See if you get the output, that means software is already installed. And the command is same for also WinBash. So the very first thing that we need to do is give you an overview actually how working directory. So mkdir and go to that directory. Now here I am going to initialize. So to initialize the Git, uh, we first need to start or execute Git init. So if you execute the command, you will see that uh, there is a .git structure, folder structure. You can see underneath there are different directory structure. I'll go through that later on. So now let's first see the status. If I Before creating anything, you can see that it create a master branch and there is no commit. So now let me create a file. So echo this first git file. So let's put git 6.txt. So now if I type the status, you will see that that is untracked files. So to track that on, what you have to do, git add file name. So now if I check the status, you will see this time and that is tracked, so no longer untracked files. So now what we have to do, we have to use commit. So no commits here, changes to be committed. So to commit file name and then a message. So you can put like uh, git bash. So it is committed. So now if I type status, you will see that it's a clean. So and there are, that means git is fully aware of this one and file is committed. To see the log, you can use git log one line, and if you'd like to see the time, then you can use git log, so you can get the time information, what time that commit happened to the system. So now you can create another file. again git file. I just put to text. Now if I go git, if I run in this command to show you, like git commit -m and add at the same time, and you need to first then m. You can do that one, but you need to put the text. So suck something. But what it is saying, we need to add that one because Git does not know. Therefore, you cannot execute this command like commit and add at the same time. But if I do modify, there is other files. If I modify this file, which I used before, uh, to test add and commit. So now if I use the same command, but um, for this file, then oh, what is wrong here? So for that file it worked, but because this is a new file, unpacked file, we have to use separate command git add and git commit. Same git status. So you can see that it's a clean. So now there are two files. If we remove from the working directory rm, I'm removing the file. Now if I check the status, you will see that it's saying file is deleted. So option is we have to restore. We can restore that one to discard changes in working directory. So if I do git restore, so file is, you must specify the file. So git restore, then you give the file name. So now if we check here, we can see file is back. And if we see the status, it is clean. Now if you would like to remove from the git itself, so what you can do, you can just use git rm file name. So now if I type ls, you see that file is not there, and git is showing me that it is deleted. So I can do like again do restore and stage that file. So I can do this command and this file. If I do that one, then it's not there. But if I see the status, you can see it showing me that it's deleted. So it is staged. Now I can restore that file again. So I'll get restore. So file is restored. So now let me go through with some other things. When you see the structure, directory structure, you can see that under objects and this there are different numbers. So what are those? So if we check the git log one line, you can see there are some numbers. So these numbers you can think of it's kind of index. So these 7 characters, if you go to that tree structure, like use that 7 and B7. So if we go here, so it is started from 7F. You can see here 7F and then 237B7. So 237B7. So it gets that information. So system internally knows that on where it is up to, where head is up to. So now there is another file that we can see git config. So two way you can put information there. You can also add a file dot git config and add some alias value. So here I am going to add some alias. So for that vi git and config. If I open the file and going to add some entry. So I'm going to add an alias command here. So for that I put an alias section. As an example, I'm going to add checkout. Let me then another that I will use more. So I can put like log. Log. So now we can see that one. So I have add alias so that we can see the log. Now if I type, have to change little more there. I put one line so that I can see into different format. One line. So now if I type git log, so that's coming. No, it's still coming into because I put the time. So it's coming so that we can see the time here. So far we are working into local repository. We see how we can create a file. Then it will be in our working directory. Then it stays our index area. So when we use add command, it is staged, and after that when we do commit, it goes into local repository. We can run commit and add at the same time if file is already tracked by the git. Now there is option like we can see the difference. I think I did not test that command yet. So let me see the file here. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to modify this one, git basics. So now I'm going to do to see the difference. What we can do. So now I file added. So if I type, you will see that I'm getting a command like there is a file that has been modified. So what is have been modified? So to see that one, if I type git diff and git basics, I can see what is been modified here. You can see the difference here. And we can restore file to discard the changes. So if we want to restore back, so we just put it back. So git restore git basics. So now if I go command git status, so it's a clean now. Repo is clean. Sorry. So here we can see that one. Now we'll go this later on. Now let me go through a few other commands. So now there is an option that we can, if you'd like to ignore some files, then we can add some entry to git ignore. Um, so let me go through that option. So what you can do, you can create a file under the working directory. So vi dot git ignore we created one file, then you can add here. For example, if I'd like to ignore any exe file, um, .exe anything, then it will ignore those files. So any file, if there is any file with the .exe, then system will be ignored that one. So now if I type git status, um, you can see all the different options. So I'm just trying to find out with show ignored files. You see that ignored. So you can see that one. So git status ignored. So git ignore. Oh, I did not add and commit, so I have to do that one. So git add dot git ignore, then git commit -m ignore. Then if I type git status ignore. So you can see that one. So working that file stream. So this has got all the files that I would like to ignore. Other thing we can check here, like there are different option to reset. So we'll go through different types of reset now. So now let me see the status. So git log one line tag works with git. So if I type git log one line, you can see no tag is there. So now if I do a tag at this stage, so I am just adding git tag mmv1. So now if I go to log one line, you tagging here. And if you'd like to see, what actually this tag relate to, then we can do git show that tag name. So tag name is this one here. You see, type, you can see what information or what has been done inside that tag. So you can see that. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to do some reset option. So for that, first there are three types of reset option. And let me go there. It's this section here, I think. Yes. So you will see that there is a soft reset. So when you do soft reset, then you see that file will be staged or it will be staging area. Then mix reset, it will be a like modified area, and if we do hard reset, it will be untracked. So let me go through with labs, so it will make you more sense. Going to git reset soft. Git status. Okay, because we did soft reset, so it is getting this file. So now if I do mixed reset, git instead of soft, I'm going to do mixed. So if I see the status now, you will see this is untracked files. So to get that one, what we have to do, we have to add and then commit. So that means we can get back the files. But if we do hard reset, then you see that head is changed to this one. So previously my head was 9B71684, but now if you see the git log output online, you can see head is back to previous one. So far we see that how that reset works. So far what we have gone through, we initialize a repository, then we create a file, we add a file to track that one, then we commit that file. You also see the difference, git difference, so that you can see what is added or modified in a script. Then we did git remove command. Then we use all three kinds of reset options. So far we have gone through with all the basics command. Next video we'll go through with branches and other options with the remote repository. Thank you. Thanks for watching.